Welcome back, ladies and gents, to another Bronze League Legends game. We are just pumping them out. I'm loving these, by the way. They're so enjoyable. They're so relaxing. I like the 2x speed as well. I think like it kind of like, you know, fills the gaps nicely. It has a nice pace to it. We are back for another, though. We've got the English versus Malians. Now, that is a weird one to say. It's not something you often get, but Zekri Hamza 58 is a renowned English spammer. He loves the English. 71 games played this season. Pretty much only plays the English. Occasional little bit of French in there. Their opponent on the other side, by the way, this guy's 577 elo. Tridius over here is yet to get ranked. Tridius, by the way, is, I think, a brand spanking new player, at least a brand spanking new account. This person has only played a handful of games, and they only play the Malians. You heard that correctly. Someone has come into the game new. They are bronze, silver area of the elo chart, and they only exclusively pick the Malians. That is something rare. That is something I had to check out here, especially on a map like Highview, because Highview is a really tough map for the Malians, I think. Like, your gold veins tend to be kind of more awkward to reach, a little bit wider on the flanks, which can leave you a little bit exposed. In theory, you can wall yourself in, but it's not often we see Malian players opt for walls anyway, at least not until much later in the game. He might get an opportunity to, though, here. And on the opener already, Zekri is on Gold Rush right now. Look at this. Oh my god, Zekri is doing the optimal feudal. Or, sorry, the bronze optimal feudal. So we see this quite often where players limit their villager production to get a quicker tech up timing for feudal. Zekri's checked the kind of lines on this. He's tested the quickest way up. You know, with his lab coat on, he's made the affirmation that if you want the fastest tech up, you stop building villages at 14. And then you take 11 of those 14 villages and you build the crap out of that council hall. Meanwhile, on the other side, Tridius continues to build villages. A little bit slower, not consistent, but is already building a lead here. 2 villages ahead. And he's going up the Mansa Quarry. This is actually great to see as an opening. So Tridius has already done a bit of experimentation and realized that actually, you know, just getting a defensive landmark as the Malians is thumbs down here. Instead, he just opts for an outpost on the house area with his pit mine. By the way, like I said, this guy is 3 games played total. I think it's 3 Malians total, at least on the season, are ranked. And he already knows about housing around pit mines and to defend it as an investment. So actually not a bad start out of Tridius. Admittedly, you usually do not need an outpost here against the English because they'll only build longbows. And also, interesting enough, Tridius never left room for a mining camp. So if he ever needs more gold than the passive generation of, like, I want to say, what we got? Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, we only got 102 passive gold a minute. So Tridius is not going to get the fastest cast for timing. Because Tridius also switched onto stone, so they're not generating gold at all. And I do believe that Tridius is going for a double TC Malian build. Now, we don't often see additional town centers out of the Malians, because really, what is the point in birthing more villagers if you know you're just going to throw them into a gold mine anyway? You know, they'll probably die by the time they're 15 from gold inhalation, so. And wait, is he wheelbarrow into cattle on the berries? Has, oh my god, Tridius! Did you not get any sheep? I think Tridius only got a few sheep. And in fact, Tridius is so paranoid about Zekri attacking him that this scout has been looking for the attack force the entire while. But the problem that you have here is Zekri, like his build, now he's back to producing villages. Remember, it's about that feudal time, that optimal feudal timing. He got feudal, he's building his longbows, and what do you do with an optimal fast feudal timing on the English? You defend your base. But he's changed his mind. 12 is what he was waiting for. That's an interesting wait. Most people will like go for 5 and then try to skirt around to be annoying. But 12, in fairness, 12 is enough to not only kill a person, but also make sure that they're dead, right? It's like, it's not just the body kill, it's the soul kill as well. Because right now he's got 6 damage on each of these, so he's doing 72 damage from a volley. That's almost enough to kill Textiles villages. And Tridius, of course, doesn't want Textiles because he just wants multiple TCs, so why would he care? Wait, Tridius is going into ranches. What? I mean, you're definitely going to need the extra food gathering when you lose villages like that. Frege is dead. Wait, no, Tridius. Okay, this was bold. Tridius saw the longbows. He's like, if we just build the outpost and we stand on the south side, scaffolding protects, right? No. No, that's not how it works, Tridius. So outpost is going to be a fail. And now he's getting the archery ranges. Double stables as well. Tridius is massing scouts. They are warrior scouts, so they will counter out these lombos. Zekri, instead of looking for more units to kill, he's actually got a taste for buildings. He's like, bro, we've got siege arrows. The only counter to the counter ranch play is, of course, clearly to kill the mills, right? Right? Warrior scouts are trying to be a nuisance. Now, these are frustrating right now. Remember, they have 2 HP heal a second. This is actually enough for Tridius to wipe Zekri's forces right now. But instead, Zekri gets to keep vibing. Zekri, he's scouting this out. You can see it's so beautiful the way he checks. He knows, he moves in. Villages are going to garrison. So far, 4 villages have been taken out by Zekri. Tridius is having a hard time. Tridius has still been getting all this stone. In fact, at this rate, by the time he spends that stone, he's probably going to be building a castle. So we're going to have to wait for a tech up first, which is going to also take a while in these food rates. But fair to say that Tridius is having a hard time. I think Tridius fully intended to just go multi-TC and thought he'd get away with it because it's the English. And oh my god, he tries to go in on the English! But he gets paid by the longbows. The white tower goes up. That was dicey for Zekri. So Tridius, instead of actually defending his base, he leaves that to do the javelins. And the javelins have kind of failed in that regard, right? Like, this exchange has not been good so far. It feels like he's been killing a longbow for each javelin. Rams are coming. The warrior scouts finally come back. This is the move that Tridius should have made originally. He had enough to clean up all these longbows and then go across the map. Luckily for him, Zekri's going to make it worthwhile, though, for the wait. Because now that's just a wasted ram investment. He will at least cancel the second. Tridius will clean up everything here. Even the ram. Ram will not kill a single building. If it does, someone has misclicked. So Zekri, he looked at this, he's like, you know, Zekri is one of those experimenters, you know. Some people go to college to do that. He goes into a game of Age of Empires 4. He's trying all the different English builds in one go. He tried a Lombo rush, he tried a ram rush, he tried a castle rush, tried a feudal rush. He's doing all the rushes. In fact, if he rushes anymore, he's going to get some fresh. In fact, because he went for White Tower, I don't think we're going to see him rush towards Imp. He has to fight now. He's going to be setting up the Raxes. More houses coming. The Warrior Scouts are still skirting around, but no target for them. Meanwhile, at home, Tridius now has enough for 2 additional TCs. All he has to do is discover the W key, which is appropriately going to be the win key on his keyboard. But we're not doing that. We're setting up more ranches. We're getting more cattle. We're ambitiously planning ahead of time for a Castle Age Fulani that will never happen. Wait, no. No, no, Tridius. No, Tridius, no. This is free-range cattle. You can't battery them. Oh, Tridius, come on. The Warrior Scouts are being thrown away in the meantime. And he realizes, okay, so Tridius finally realizes, hold on a sec, my food levels are a little bit low. We do need to be free-range cow. We need to support our local agriculture and all that crap. So let's go ahead and do the Greenpeace thing. TCs are going to now be going up. Tridius still has enough for another TC. He's going to have enough for another additional 2 TCs at this rate. The best part about all this, by the way, is that Tridius has stopped producing villages despite the fact he went for a second town center. Zekri also has stopped producing villages at around 30. Because, guys, once again, look at the houses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know. We say that houses give an extra 10 pop. How are you going to fit 10 people in this house, though? Zekri and Tridius are thinking about their peoples. They want to make sure that, like, each family has their own space. You know, a living room, a dining room, a kitchen. If you pack 10 people into one house, someone would have to live in the bath. Someone would have to sit on the toilet and fall asleep sitting. It's not a pretty picture. Neither's this. This push through. Tridius, by the way, has gone for more stone. He's still gathering stone. He might be stoned. I'm not sure at this point, but Tridius has an absurd amount of wood and stone. If he can just get Castle Age, he can slap down some keeps and protect himself. But Zekri, he tried it once before. He's doing it again. We're once again getting ram played, this time in Castle Age. Zekri, meanwhile, Zekri is 20 minutes into this game and has not built a single farm as the English, has not taken a single deer. He only eats berries. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a vegetarian. Ignore the sheep. That was merely experimentation. He's discovered his true identity in life now. Charge in with the Rams onto the pit mine. The longbows are not attacking. Oh, they've got a deep phobia of horses, so instead the spears have to clean that up. And he garrisons the Rams to get away. Oh, what a play. There are only 2 warrior scouts. This is actually optimal, folks. Houses are being taken out. The Rams are not dying fast. And instead of, doing what he intended to do today, I think Tridius wanted to play some Age of Empires 4. Instead, he's playing Pinata. But folks, there is no candy inside these. When you open them up, there is only pain. Mass pain. Ram fully garrisoned. He's almost out with the TC. If he just targeted instead of the mining camp, he'd probably be through it. In fact, this is going to be close. It's on fire. Enough spears to keep him away. Longbows to fight back as well. It looks like he will get rid of the TC. Tridius is in a hard place now, folks. Tridius has lost his secondary TC, of which he was using it for very much villager production. What will Tridius do? If only he could afford more town centers. But he can't because he needs to build a wall. He needs to use 10% of his total villager population to build a wall, guys. It is more important than anything else in the world to Tridius right now. We are 23.5 minutes in the game. And as we know, there is a rule that past 30, you must wait for the minute to match up to build that many villages. Which is why Zekri and Tridius have not built more than 30 villages. They will never build more than 30 villages. But the vegetarian lifestyle continues for Zekri Hamza. We now have farms. He will touch no beef, no mutton, no chicken. I don't know why we don't have chicken in this game, actually. Not even deep fried. The only thing he's interested in frying in this game is Tridius. Tridius, who still, due to the javelins he built, does not have the gold to take up. And he's building more ranches. And do you know what the crazy part about this is? Is that Tridius's eco should be... No, ignore that. There's a crazier part to this. The craziest part of all is that with 30 eco total, Zekri Hamza is going Imperial Age. Of course, I can't believe I didn't see it. It's the unstoppable build. I totally forgot it was even a thing, because everyone's so fixated on getting like triple digits villagers. I totally forgot about the optimal 30 villager Imperial Age build. And the best part is that he's now producing more villagers to speed up his tech up. That's the only reason that Zekri builds more villagers. This is a man who understands that his kingdom has needs. And as they have needs, we will reproduce. But only when there's a necessity. And Tridius, in the meantime, his grand accomplishment, the wall is up. And tech up is on the way. He's got the Castle Age coming. Grand Fulani. Bunch of villagers are going to move in. Now, this isn't too bad. And by the way, shout out to Jake. I see you coming through with the sub. Thank you for the prime. Remember, folks, if you got it, use it. It's like me with extra food. If I've got it, just use it. Spam men at arms and let them all die. But at least it was worth it. You done something with it. And that's what I want to say to Zekri right now. If you got it, use it. You got all this gold. You got all this food. It's time to start pumping. He has 0 military units. But we are going to prep for elite spearmen and longbows. So it is happening, folks. Spearmen are already being queued up. All of them out of one building. The crazy part... No, he's using the box yet. Okay, this is better. I was about to say, the crazy part is that he could be using these keeps to produce as well. So he is going to do that. In the meantime, Tridius is going to snoop out what's happening. The walls are going up. They are not entirely effective at their given duties. But I want to point out that the feng shui in Zekri's base is green. It's vibing. It might not be the best defensive wall, but sure is pretty. Meanwhile, behind this, Tridius is trading, by the way. Wait, did... Okay, thank God. I saw the ones, I was worried for a second. So we've got 24 gold trade. But Tridius is booming, baby. Look at the gold. Look at the gold. Look at the food. There's no way Tridius can lose. He's now on his way up into Imperial Age with the Griot Bara. All right, Zekri's decided that function rather over form. He is going to get the full wall set up. He is setting up more castles. He's getting additional stone to get even more castles. Zekri's decided that because he's playing English, his job in this world is to play tower defense game. He's got his nice little farm area surrounded by walls. This is very realistic, by the way. You would not put your farms in your city. That's just stupid. You would surround your farms with palisades to protect them against banditos. Meanwhile, Tridius doesn't really need that many farms. He built a few of them in the end, but the cattle have served their purpose. His food income is balling right now. What is he going to do next? See, we're actually shifting into archers, which is an interesting choice here. He has gone for the poison arrow, so it seems like Tridius has been watching some pro-level games. He went Warrior Scouts. He mainly did go Javelins, which is a bit unorthodox, but can work against the English because they have Lombos. And then he went back for the Poisoned Arrow Archers, which is your solution to Men-at-Arms. There are no Men-at-Arms. But it's even better against the Spearmen because you still get bonus damage against these units. Zekri's army, I don't want to use the word small because that usually it's not nice to say that about people and their things. But small. Very small. 19 military total. Tridius has 36. I like that I said those numbers with such gusto as if they were really big. But folks, they are really big in this game. I think the highest we've seen an army go was 40, and that was when Zekri lost everything on the assault. So instead, Zekri... Oh my god, he's setting up for trade. I think we might... Guys, we've got English trade. We've got English trade. Now, she, by the way, Marie here is not idle. Before anyone calls her out on that, Marie is not idle. Although, to be honest, she does look like she's being idle because she's wearing green, she's next to the green mass, and she's hiding in a green bush. But Marie is actually one of the merchants on the market. She oversees things in the Merchants Guild. It's an important duty. Someone has to do it. She got fired. They decided that they didn't need her anymore. They could just automate the process, you know. So trade is underway for the English, even though he has enclosures, by the way. He has enclosures with 1.5 farm clusters. This is very tight mill formation, actually. Oh, dude. Well, it hurts me because if he just moved it one more... Wait, what was that? Oh my god, Zekri doesn't know about gates. Oh my god! Wait, but he knows about Stonewall gates, but not palisades? I mean, of course, it makes sense, right? Because if you have a stone wall, you can chisel a hole into it. But you can't chisel a hole into wood, guys. That just doesn't work. Structurally, it would just fall apart. Zekri's living in the real world, okay? Pull your heads out of your asses here. He's trying to make sure you have your immersion while you play the game. And Tridius is trying to make sure we have a war. Look at this. It's a proxy base for siege. His army is double that of Zekri's. How does Zekri hold? Zekri says, by actually investing into military. And the best part about this is Zekri does not know why he's investing into military because he does not see anything on high view. There is no offensive that he knows about. But it is coming. And it's going to be a strong one for Tridius. The Golden Shields. They both have free access to trade the entire map. And they both... I just love how they're both so humble about what they want, right? They're not greedy people. They take what they need from the world, nothing else. In fact, they both take exactly 24 gold per trader. Of course, this is better for Tridius because he's getting the extra +1 twice. Plus he is Malians with 3 pit mine set up in Imperial Age as you do. I think we've got a 4th on the way. We do not have a 4th on the way. So once again, Tridius, man of humble needs, he sets up siege workshops on both flanks. What? And he splits the army onto both flanks and goes trebuchets in Imperial Age. Because anything the English can do, you've got to do better. It's the unwritten rule of the land. He also does have the Furuma leadership, so he's going to move pretty quick with his archers. And the siege begins. Oh my god, this is like something out of real life. The multi-pronged siege. And the best part is he can just walk around. There's still an opening. There will always be an opening because Zekri, I think, is going to now try to bring this stone wall to the palisade. March out on the other side, though, and oh no, this split from Tridius! Who could have imagined that splitting your army up would go badly? Not me. I couldn't have seen that coming. History has not taught us that at all. So loses the Eastern Siege. The Western Siege is questionable at best. No, come on. Tridius, he's getting played right now. This Berkshire is a Gatling gun. Look at it go. Knights are actually going to sally across the other side of the siege. And it's going to be cleanup, folks. Tridius is going to lose everything here. The entire army is gone. He's now down to 11 military. In the blink of the eye, the entire army is deleted. And Tridius has to panic rebuild. How many buildings does he have? He has got 4 archery ranges, 4 stables. This is not too bad. This is actually respectable. But Zekri rather, is faster. And he's got plenty to fight with. The Lombo should be ready to move out. But for now, Zekri waits. Because Zekri says, I haven't reached population yet. I still haven't even built enough houses to get there. He still has plenty of room. These defenses, this is why English is so popular in Bronze League Legends, by the way. Castle, 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 castle. Honestly, I feel like a intelligent turkey with a speech impediment. Instead of saying gobble, I just say castle. Castle, 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 castle walls, castle, castle walls. And what does Tridius do about this? He just doesn't know. He wasted all that time with the tribes being split, going after wolves. If he rushes in, he'd die. Even without boiling oil, he'd get Gatling gunned down. Does he? He at least has import armors. He's got the Furuma leadership. Like, this is a comp that can win. And now he's switched up to go into Mangonels. The problem with this, by the way, is the Berkshire. The Berkshire will still kill him. So he needs to think about this. Trebs are starting to siege in, but wait, are they targeting a villager? Oh no, he's targeting villagers, and Zekri runs right past the army. Mango shot is good, but this is not looking good for Tridius. He guards the mangoes, but he forgets about the Trebs. Oh, and Zekri once again sallies out and wipes the critical components. Trebuchets are going to drop. The keeps, however, are not. And the main army has failed. Lombos once again hold. Tridius once again is more or less wiped. He only has archers left to his name. Zekri has been reduced heavily, but it's the knights. The riders are over here, and they're always there when you need them most. And this is just looking desperate now. Tridius isn't even waiting to get an army together. I mean, knight play. There's going to be a post about this game, just a kind of moan of like, Knights are OP, I don't know how you meant to beat them. I'm pretty sure, well, those also, by the way, I think those were Castle Age Knights the entire time. And now that they're elite, Tridius is done. He continues to build siege, he continues to believe. But there's not really much to believe in anymore here. Fort Siege workshops are being burned. The trebuchets are still trying to get through the castles, but no one is coming behind this. I can't believe with his OP Malian trade, Tridius could not win this. I just feel, oh god. And it's Rams again from Zekri. This guy loves Rams. This is the only siege I think he's built. I think he had one Springwood, but outside that, it's been all Rams. And this is Zekri, like, he understands why he won this game. Because Tridius right now is like, I mean, he's got more units than me. He's clearly got a higher FPS. The only reason I lost this is because Zekri has more RAM than me. In-game and in PC. Clearly, it's the only reason I lost. And that army, by the way, is still standing. Tridius is done. Tridius is lost. He says, I don't understand how I'm meant to come back from this. The Rams are unstoppable. Look at his knights. Look at his army. How am I meant to build an army quick enough? How am I meant to get enough troops out? I only have 5,000 food in reserve. 5,000 food. And I was going to send that home to all the starving Malian children back in Africa. So there's no way I can spend it here. He can only spend wood and gold. Oh, no. What makes it even more painful is Tridius always insta-targets units with the Trebs, but the Mangonels don't. That's what makes it even more painful. Now, Tridius, to his credit, if this game goes on for another 20 minutes, he could win. Because these trebuchets... Never mind. It could have been so good. But I think that might be the point where Tridius just gives up. He has still got the proxy base, so the Siege Workshops can keep partying. But because Zekri has sent these knights off, yeah, they're going to discover. Oh, man. I really like the split siege idea from Tridius. If only I had an extra few units in there to protect against it. So, like, you kind of set up and you don't, like, force a fight too early, but instead, I mean, this is looking grim. He looks lost at what to do about the Rams. It looks like this game is going to end the way it began for Zekri. Ram rush. Onto the TC. Now, luckily for Tridius, he doesn't care about this town center because he stopped producing villagers quite a long time ago. They both did. Wait, but Tridius... Hold on a sec. But Tridius actually rebuilt the second TC at some point. Oh, this is brilliant. It makes sense, guys. You can only command so many villages out of one town center. At least that's what the law says on that Wikipedia page called, on troll.com, which I totally 100% respectfully trust. So Rams are getting cleaned up. Tridius has lost half of his infrastructure, though. But he knows to rebuild. Okay, I'm happy. I'm so happy right now. I was worried that he just wouldn't. The problem is that Zekri has already rebuilt his army. That's a lot of Lombos. And if I'm not mistaken, Tridius, even if he somehow rebuilds an army, as we know, houses take years to build. You can't, guys, you can't just tap a hammer and they magically appear, okay? That's not how real life works. And we know that Tridius, rather, is a man of realism. He's shown realism throughout this game. From the full surround siege to make sure no one could get out, so that you could beat them with attrition so they can't feed people inside the castle. To the way that he respectfully kind of like makes sure he's just got enough villagers to be commanded over per TC. Like, it's very obvious that he's not going to build more houses. He proves me wrong. We are actually getting more houses. So, this is good to see. But I am still looking at a very big military difference. And if you check at what Tridius is building, he only has one archer still in queue. And the knights are knocking his door. Not the trade, no! Zekri, anything but the trade. Anything but... No, 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 no. Please, anything but the trade. The ponies have finally paid for themselves. Come on. So knights are going to have a party here. A field day, in fact. Donzos are going to count them out. So interesting choice. Zekri says this is too easy of a fight. We're knights. We're honorable. So we will fight the army instead of the unarmed traders. Which means that Tridius still has gold. I don't think gold was really his problem in this game. Living is going to be his problem in this game. But Zekri is here to help with that. To ensure that Tridius doesn't have to worry about breathing anymore. The Mangonels... Incendiary arrows on the Lombos, and Tridius' army is out of position too long. He's had enough. The beatdown is over. And I'm going to reveal a sad detail here. I just double-checked on Tridius' account. He only plays Malians. He's yet to win with them. I wanted the real-life siege to work out so bad, but I guess there's just no stopping the English. You know, that's so strong. OP Civ. 70% of low-ranked games are English, clearly for a reason.